Officials ranging from the lowest level up to middle management have been appointed recently. This is a move to try to continuously fully capacitate the Directorate, or the Hawks as is commonly known. General Nkosi has been in the serious commercial crime environment. He have got experience of investigation of fraud cases as well as commercial crime. In addition to several certificates that he is having behind his name, he have got a diploma in police administration. He have got 2 honors degrees, that is a Bachelor of Technology in Policing, as well as a Bachelor of Laws. He is currently studying towards his master's degree in philosophy. Preceding his appointment was the appointments of the component heads of which is Major General Suraj Bali Executive Support Services, the provincial commanders of the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation in Mpumalanga and Western Cape, that is Brigadier Davenport and Brigadier Berg, the provincial commander of Corporate Support Service in the Eastern Cape, Brigadier Hastings, and the section head of financial investigations, Brigadier Kalaba. There is also the appointment of the provincial commander of serious organized crime investigation in the Northern Cape, Brigadier Mojela, as well as the appointment of the section head of human resource management at head office, Brigadier Munyela. These are some of the new appointments that we have just recently announced. The DPCI shall be appointing 5 senior managers by the 1st of December this year. And the further 3 senior managers will be appointed on the 1st of January 2023. Should additional 10 designate appointees successfully negotiate their top secret security clearance certificate, we will also announce their appointment immediately. It is encouraging to report that the DPCI has grown to 52% from the last time that we have reported that we are operating below 50%. The process of capacitating the DPCI is continuing, and as we speak, we are busy selecting candidates to fill 290 posts. Today marks the second public update of the successes achieved by the DPCI. From the outset, may I indicate that the DPCI has arrested at least 827 suspects that were successfully secured before the various courts in the country during the second quarter of this year. During the same period, 217 accused persons were found guilty and sentenced, which earned them a title of being a criminal. The majority of arrests emanate from serious organized crime investigation, with a total of 524 arrests. The serious commercial crime investigation component is following with 206 arrests, while the serious corruption investigation secured a total of 97 arrests, which makes up to that 827 of the arrest on national priority offences. It is encouraging to see that the work continues. In this brief, I shall only highlight 50 cases which represent 5% of the successes that I have indicated. Fraud cases which are investigated by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime teams recorded the highest number of arrests in all commodities. They secured 222 arrests across the provinces. The serious commercial crime are following, and then the precious metals and diamonds, which include illegal mining, have arrested 126 suspects. The non-ferrous metals cases are following with 97 arrests. This involves things such as the copper cables. We are also talking about railway lines, as well as other essential infrastructure that aids the economic activities in the country. When it comes to the convictions, the majority of the convictions are also coming from the serious organized crime, which is 128 convictions. The serious commercial crime component have secured 74 convictions, while the serious corruption environment have secured 15 convictions, where the suspects have been sentenced. Serious corruption continues to surface as one of the biggest threats posed by criminals on our beloved country. It facilitates illicit financial flows, which triggered our response to focus on money laundering charges through criminal investigations. Corruption cases are a special breed in that they are committed in secret by consenting parties, which requires a lot of digging to unearth such cases. Although the number of arrests is the lowest as compared to other components, it is in line with the number of cases and the resources assigned to deal with this phenomenon. A number of other corruption cases are also appearing in the figures of serious commercial crime investigation. We have made some strides in that front. Some of the cases that required high-level, meticulous investigation have successfully been completed. Talking about the 50 cases that I said I need to be sampling, the first one is the arrest of the suspects in the Winnie Mandela Museum project. This happened in the Free State between January 2008 and December 2010. The funds that were set aside by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture for the Brantford Museum project, popularly known as the Winnie Mandela Museum, were allegedly stolen in the hands of the department, as well as Lejwelebuza District Municipality. The service providers were reportedly appointed without following the proper procurement processes. As a result of these irregular activities, the department lost 700,000 rand. Following an intensive investigation by the Hawks in the Free State, Tshwaredi Malagwane, Nontsikelelo Eunice Aaron, Lebogang Obrisiebela, Monyane Matthews Sefanze, Ernst Lodewijk Seliers, as well as Sitiwe Tubani, were arrested on the 20th of September 2022. John Duplessis was arrested at the border when he was trying to leave the country through OR Tambo International Airport on the 14th of October 2022. The accused are charged with fraud, theft, and contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act. The case is coming again on the 7th of December 2022 in Velcom Magistrates Court. The second case is that which happened in the Mpumalanga Public Works officials and the company directors helping themselves to 1.3 million rands. A deputy chief director in the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Siporoni Munaring, was allegedly colluding with his colleagues as well as the company directors during the COVID-19 to misrepresent by submitting claims to the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure for services which were never rendered. In this regard, the department lost the amount of 1.3 million rand, as I've indicated. The Sipo Munarin and other colleagues have been arrested, and from the 28th of September by the serious corruption investigation based in Mpumalanga, Nelspruit. The case is postponed to the 19th of January 2023 for additional accused. With regard to the convictions, in Bedfordview, on the 1st of August 2020, a fraud docket was registered where the complainant received telephone calls that his company seems to have claimed from the UIF terrorist money, but that the individuals are not receiving their money. In essence, it was not the company director that have done this. It was an individual called Lindelane Pertugumede, who defrauded 4 companies that he used to be a bookkeeper. In this regard, he claimed 11,183,000 that he received from the UIF terrace, which deposited in his business account. A warrant of arrest was issued, and on the 25th of August, the members of Germiston DPCI descended down to Durban and arrested him. The matter was placed on the court roll, where he faced 32 counts of fraud and other charges, as I've indicated. On the 18th of August this year, he was sentenced to 20 years direct imprisonment on the 32 counts, and he was declared unfit to possess a firearm. This case forms part of the cases that are coordinated in the Fusion Center of the ACTT, Anti-Corruption Task Team, that was established in 2020 after the problem of the COVID-19. The following provides an overview of COVID-19 corruption-related incidents, as I will be indicating that they are coordinated in the Fusion Center, where the DPCI is part. On the 16th of November 2022, we were sitting at 246 cases relating to the COVID-19. 117 accused persons were already secured before the courts. 38 court cases were already finalized, of which 36 were finalized with their convictions. In 2 cases, the accused were acquitted. That represents 95% conviction rate when it comes to the matters relating to COVID-19. May I also indicate that the ACTT has already seized and attached assets worth more than 1.8 billion rand that is associated to COVID-19 relief funds. These matters include the confiscation and the freezing of accounts by the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, which froze 25 accounts involving 274 million. The AFU on 38 recoveries involving 320 million. The SIU on 26 recoveries, 465 million. And the SARS on 22 recoveries, 740 million. That is the amount that make that 1.8 billion These are coordinated in the Fusion Center as coordinated by the Anti-Corruption Task Team. As you shall have observed, arrests are continuing. As an example, yesterday 16 suspects who defrauded 1.4 million rands made their first appearance at Mahikeng Magistrate Court. And arrest is continuing even today. 2 more has been added to that number. The fourth case happened in Moredili municipality. In this regard, you will recognize that we have said that we are also going to be focusing on crime affecting the municipalities. In the Northwest, on the 15th of July 2022, the former Moredili local municipality manager, Telezi Nkumise, made the first appearance before Moredili Regional Court on 4 counts of contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act. This happened during the appointment of a certain company, Flame IT Strategy, for the services in 2016. The service provider was allegedly paid 200 million rands. The next court appearance is the 12th of December 2022 for the outcome of the representation that the defense has made. In case number 5, a senior Maluti Apofunu municipality official has been charged on fraud charges. On the 31st July to the 2nd of July this year, Futi Patrick Motamaha, the municipal manager of Maluti Apofunu local municipality, and his co-accused, who are directors of a security company, Tabiso Sekosana, Limagajo Christine Sekosana, were arrested on allegation of fraud and corruption, uttering and forgery, as well as a contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act. This is alleged that in 2020, the suspect authorized a service provider for security services without a tender being advertised. An estimated amount of 58 million was paid to the security company, which is irregular, for a period of 2 years. The case itself is remanded until the 18th of January 2023, and the accused persons are out on bail ranging from 150,000 to 500,000 rands. In case number 6, the Northwest, it is alleged that in 2014, the Northwest government embarked on a process to reintroduce commercial aircraft to the province in the 2 airports of Mahikeng and Pilanesberg. An amount of 400 million rands was involved in this regard. The HOD signed on behalf of the Department of Transport the deal that was riddled with procurement irregularities. These irregularities prejudice the municipality in an amount of 253 million. In this regard, arrest has been effected on 4 accused persons between the 29th and the 30th of September. These individuals include Debo van Veek, the former HOD of the Department of Transport, Notando Dube, Sipo Levi Piri, and Taban Mutlogoleng. They were arrested in Gauteng in the Northwest Province. They face 34 counts of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and contravention of the Public Finance Management Act in Mahikeng Magistrates Court. This is one of the cases that was recommended in the State Capture Commission. The accused persons will be appearing again on the 1st of December this year. In case number 7, relate to the municipality of Bojanala district. Here, during December 2017, the acting municipal manager, Mr. Patrick Sekwane, appointed a company called Big Time Strategy to audit information technology services. He was advised not to do it because it was not necessary, as such work was already conducted. But the municipal manager insisted on appointing that company. It is the company that was contracted to Moses Kotane municipality, where he previously served as a municipal manager. So these irregularities resulted in the arrest of the individuals, as the Auditor General have found that the company was irregularly appointed by the municipality, and having the case of fraud reported on the 17th of September this year, the accused was arrested and appeared in Rustenburg Magistrates Court on the 19th. So the case itself is postponed to the 30th of November this year. In the 8th case, again in the Rustenburg municipality in the northwest, it is alleged that in 2017, the Rustenburg municipality unlawfully adopted a contract by the Free State Department of Transport, which is supposed to be done in terms of Regulation 32 of the Municipal Supply Chain Management Regulation. The Department of Transport has appointed a service provider to render services related to hiring of construction plant and machinery. It is alleged that when the Rustenburg municipality adopted the contract, the prescripts of Regulation 32 were not followed. As a result of this, 11 million was lost. On the 2nd of August 2022, Kobile Sitole was served with a court summons to appear before the Rustenburg Regional Court, which was set on the 15th of August, to face the charges of contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act relating to the appointment of such service provider. The case is postponed to the 14th of December for further particulars to be provided to the defense. Case number 9 relates to the director of a company in the Eastern Cape. On the 19th of July this year, Christopher Lukope, a company director, and his daughter, Naledi Lukope, also a sole director in a company, were arrested and appeared on the 20th of July on the charges of fraud, forgery, and uttering, which took place in May 2010, when the Department of Education in the Eastern Cape awarded a tender of 4.3 million rand to a company placed in Port Shepstone, KwaZulu-Natal. The company directors purported to be a resident in the Eastern Cape by producing falsified lease agreement. The matter is remanded to the 20th of January 2023 for a trial in Zwelitsha Magistrate Court in the Eastern Cape. The 10th case relates to the municipal manager in Zwelitsha, municipal manager in Mpumalanga. The municipal manager, Mr. Zwelitsha Teron Shongwe, who is the former municipal manager of, and Mabatu Masehu, who is the former Musuguligwa municipality employee, were arrested for fraud, theft and contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act, because they were selling municipal land to a private person for 53 million rands. The fourth suspect, Cynthia Makanya, was arrested on the 7th of September this year. The case is postponed to the 5th of December this year. The 11th case is in KwaZulu-Natal, where the Department of Agriculture is involved. It is alleged that in 2016, Siphiwe Mkhize, the former HOD of this Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, and Stembiso Mdladla, the acting judge, misrepresented to a business person to pay 1 million into a vehicle dealership. Subsequently, the service provider allegedly paid 300,000 into the same vehicle dealership, and later the suspect purchased a vehicle worth 1.3 million in that dealership. This vehicle was later handed over to the head of the department. A case of fraud and corruption and money laundering was reported to the police, and the Hawks took over the investigation, which on the 20th of September 2022, members of the Durban Serious Corruption Investigation arrested the two on those charges. The case is postponed to the 14th of December. The National Clean Audit Task Team, under the Serious Commercial Crime, also conducted some investigation in several cases. In case number 12, the Director General from the Premier Office in KwaZulu-Natal and accomplice were arrested. On the 29th of August 2022, following an intensive investigation, an operation by the National Clean Audit Task Team of the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation led to the arrest of the Director General in the Office of the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Nonhlanhla Mkhize, Siphiwe Mabaso, an official, Stembiso Ralph Mhlanga, an official, Mthokozisi Pius Duze, the CEO, and Babongile Mnyandu, as the CFO, as well as Tabiso Khumalo. The suspects are alleged to have committed the crimes of contravention of the Public Finance Management Act, as well as defeating the ends of justice relating to the Motlatuze Water Board in KwaZulu-Natal. This happened in 2018. It resulted in the actual loss of 37 million rands. The case is postponed to the 6th of December this year. Again, in Newcastle Municipality, KwaZulu-Natal, on the 30th of August 2016, case number 13, Bonakude Consulting was appointed as a service provider by Newcastle Municipality in terms of Regulation 32 of the Supply Chain Management Regulation. The contract lapsed on the 31st of December 2017. In January 2018, the municipal manager, Bekani Mswani, extended the contract of Bonakude to continue to render services to the municipality involving 7.8 million rand. The accused, Velenko Simchali, the director of Bonakude Consulting Company, as well as Bekisisa Eric Klongwe, the former chief financial officer of Newcastle Municipality, and Bekani Mswani, the former municipal manager, were arrested and appeared before the court on the 29th of September 2022. The case is remanded to the 27th of January 2023. In case number 14, the municipal manager and accomplice were arrested. It is alleged that a competitive bidding process was not followed by the Litlabeni municipality, as a bid document of zero tolerance was not responsive, and the price was altered by the BEC, which prejudiced the municipal in an amount of 17.7 million rands. The accused, Molatseli, who is the municipal manager, Monzizi, the service provider, as well as the other individual were arrested and appeared before court on the 10th of August 2022. The other individual will be companies that will be charged with the directors. The case was remanded to the 18th to the 22nd of September 2023. In case number 15, a couple are in court in relation to the SASSA fraud as well as the money laundering. On the 27th of September 2022, Balesa Aviwe, the former branch manager of Elliot Post Office, and their spouse, Masonwabe Madlingosi, a former police officer, Busisiwe Telewa, a former post office teller, and her husband, Luyanda Brighton, were arrested by the East London Serious Corruption Investigation on allegations of fraud and money laundering of SASSA funds to the value of 10.2 million. They made their first court appearance in Mthatha Specialized Commercial Crime Court and released on 3,000 rand bail each. The matter is remanded to the 14th of January 2023 for copies of the case docket to be given to the defense. With regard to some convictions, in case number 16, the dating scammer was sentenced for defrauding his girlfriend. In September 2019, the accused, Emmanuel Ramutuma, requested his girlfriend to enter into a joint business venture in order to strengthen their relationship. Ultimately, all the activities resulted in her losing 470,000 rands. After the time, when the TLB that was supposed to be purchased was not available, a fraud case was reported. On the 11th of August 2022, Ramutuma appeared before the Bulugwane Specialized Commercial Crimes Court and he was sentenced to 5 years direct imprisonment. In case number 17, the accused was sentenced for money laundering and water installation tender. This happened in the Eastern Cape. On March 2022, Checks Plant Hire paid an amount of 1 million to the subcontractors he appointed to work for him in the water installation tender. He was awarded for that by our Tambo municipality. The trio, that is Senzo Mandiswa, Mawetu, Makubalo, and Shebe, were arrested in Germiston and Johannesburg for hacking and pocketing the accounts of the subcontractor. The two, Mandiswa and Makubalo, were sentenced to 12 on the 12th of September to 15 years imprisonment. Shebe will go on trial on the 8th and 9th of December as the trials were separated. In case number 18, on the 7th of August 2022 in Gauteng, Kamal Maharaj was arrested by the Johannesburg Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team of the Hawks in Pongola for the theft and fraud estimated at 20 million rands. The accused was employed by Kyalami-based TNA Packaging Systems as a regional manager in 2013. As a sole signatory of the bank accounts, he managed to siphon 20 million through transfers into his own account for self-enrichment. The matter is remanded to the 13th of January 2023 for the disclosure of the case docket. In case number 19, in Gauteng again, on the 10th of August 2022, Majanyana Gladys Matitwani and Lucas Lifutseki of Southern Place Group appeared before the Palm Ridge Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on charges of theft and fraud. This follows the initial arrest of Harry Buthelezi in July this year on this very same matter. Buthelezi is the director of Energy Fabrication Company. The Hawks investigation revealed that the directors acting in concert allegedly approached the Industrial Development Corporation for assistance with a loan amounting to 185 million rands. The loan was meant to fund a new company which would specialize in heavy steel construction. The agreement between the parties and the IDC was approved on the basis that the amount was to be divided into in three aspects: the loan, working capital, and wiping of the debts. In short, the matter was reported to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team in May 2021, which culminated in the arrest of the trio. The accused will appear again on the 2nd of February 2023. In case number 20 in the Northern Cape, we reflect on the frauds where the Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation of Kimberley served summons to the former bookkeeper of a company, R.K. Henderson and Associate, that is Lazarus William Mears, to appear in court for alleged corruption. The allegations are that in 2009, the accused did unlawfully and with the intention to defraud misrepresented to the Commissioner of the South African Revenue Services in the income tax return submitted in 2009 period that there was nil income, which was not correct. As a result, he received certain amounts and the SARS suffered a prejudice of 856,000 rands. So the investigation was completed and SARS suffered that loss. The suspect is expected to appear again before the Kimberley Regional Court on the 29th, which is today. In case number 21, a mastermind arrested in connection with theft of over 36 million rands belonging to the bank account of a deceased client. This happened in Limpopo on the 25th of April 2022. Tabiso Matenda, who was employed by the FNB based in Makado, allegedly opened a profile of a deceased foreign business client who just died on the 24th April without authorization and stole 36.9 million from the deceased bank account. The stolen funds were transferred into new different bank accounts that were created for that purpose. On the 17th of July 2022, a couple, Noma Pelelo Seti and Rodi Marshall Nyeza, were arrested in Johannesburg after they fought over the 6 million that they had allegedly been receiving from one of the suspects. On the 13th of September this year, Moses Bend January, who is believed to be one of the mastermind in connection with the theft of the 36 million belonging to the client, was also arrested by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime in Bulugwane. The four accused now faces charges of fraud, money laundering in Makado Magistrates Court